Christ Freedom Church. Hey y'all, welcome to Month of Mission. We are in week 4, and hey, I hope you all have been just as blessed as we have been as we process this content, as we have prayed over this content. Just know we're not delivering something that hadn't been already delivered to us. I'm stirred up. Like, my heart is on fire for how God will use us even more for mission as identity and not just activity. And so this week we've been talking about how Jesus equips us for the work of mission. And so, Reese, man, I would love for you to help us to see and to know and to really hold on to what it is that Jesus gives us for this missional work.
Yeah. Well, today's really part 2 of what we started yesterday, because we're talking about the Holy Spirit again.
And
yesterday, yeah, you kind of tiptoed on my territory.
Oh.
But we talked about how the Holy Spirit is our helper, helps us as we go about this word. But today we want to look at the fact that the Spirit is also our power. And really the best place for this is Acts 1:8. And let me just read this. This is the words of Jesus as he is giving his disciples, handing the baton off to them. He says, "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." And one of the things that has struck me about this verse recently is, okay, Jesus says the Spirit gives you power, but what is that power for? And I think he tells us it's power for witnessing. It's power to go out and declare with our words and with our life that Jesus is King and that there's redemption and forgiveness. So that the power of the Spirit is given, I think, for other things, but I think mainly for the work of mission. And one of the things that I've thought about recently is I think, and you've said this often, one of the reasons maybe why we don't quite see the extent and the might of the Spirit's power as a church is because sometimes we're not on the front lines of mission. And I think all throughout the book of Acts, you see the Spirit giving the disciples boldness, effectiveness to declare the good news of Jesus, giving them power to do signs and wonders. I mean, the book of Acts is really the acts of the Holy Spirit's power in a lot of different ways. But the book of Acts is also tracing the front lines of the spread of the kingdom. And so the Spirit gives us power, and I think that power is mainly given to advance the kingdom, to spread the light of the gospel in dark places. And so I think that there's almost something exciting as we are faithful to be on mission and to serve the world. I think that we can rightfully expect the Holy Spirit to give us power because, like you said yesterday, the Spirit is passionate about more and more people coming to worship and know Jesus. And that's one of the main reasons that he's given to the church. So,
hey, I mean, where's the tambourine? Like, who got an organ up in here? I think what I love about what you shared is, man, like, one of the reasons why we may not see the flexing power of the Holy Spirit is because we may not be on the front lines of mission. Why else will the Lord work? You know what I mean? Like, if we're not there for him to show his power, then are we encountering his power? You know, and as I think about that, I started to process, we all have a front line. You know, like, my front line may look different than your front line, and y'all's front line may look different than our front line. But like, how do we make it practical where we can really begin to see the power of the Holy Spirit at work through us?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I really love that question of where is your front line? I mean, we talk about advancing the kingdom, and if you think about spiritual warfare image, you think of the front lines where the territory of one side is being advanced and taken, and I think it's on that front line where we get to see the Spirit flex. And so that's just a great question. Where is your front line? But then secondly, I think almost just part 2 of the prayer that you encouraged us to pray yesterday. Yesterday we talked about the simple daily habit of saying, Spirit, help me. You're a helper. Holy Spirit, help me today. But I think part two of that is, Spirit, help me be rooted in the truth, and Spirit, give me power to bear witness to the fact that Jesus is Lord, and that forgiveness and welcome into His kingdom is available to anyone through grace alone. So, Spirit, help me. Spirit, give me power. That's a simple prayer that I think that we can all take into each day.
Yeah, I love that. I just had this picture of just weightlifting. You know what I mean? Just there are often weights that we cannot lift, and we need a spotter, and the Holy Spirit is our help to spot us in those moments that are absolutely overwhelming. Man, Christ Freedom. Hey, we hope that today was a blessing for you. That we would do this. Spirit, help. Holy Spirit, give me power. And so we hope this will be a blessing for you. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
See you, church.